Safety is always important, and that's why I'm here, to help you practice good safety both in the workshop and at the competition. But we'll get to that right after this commercial break. Yes, there are commercials.
Kirsty is a real FIRST Robotics team member, not a physicist. So to help tell her story, we hired Sir Isaac Newton.
I was running late for our team meeting when I forgot to change out of my flip-flops.
I keep the subject of my inquiry constantly before me.
I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal until a hammer fell off the workbench and crushed my little toe.
If I have ever made any valuable discoveries, it has been owing more to patient attention than to any other talent.
Next time I'll be sure to wear closed-toed shoes.
'Tis true, the apple doth not fall far from the tree.
Geeko, where safety comes first.
Now, playing it safe is a lot easier than building robots, but no less important. Your student safety captain will inspect the work areas on a routine basis, but it's up to every team member to make sure that the proper safety precautions are followed. Wearing the right personal protective equipment is one of the best ways to avoid accidents and injuries. Safety glasses protect your eyes from flying particles, as well as chemical splatters and sprays. Gloves protect your hands from heat, electrical, chemical, and mechanical hazards. So be sure to choose the right gloves for the job. Loose clothing, jewelry, and long hair can pose a big risk if they get caught in tools or your robot while you're working. After the break, we'll talk about the fun stuff, power tools. So stick around.
Brian is a real first-person robotics team member, not a founding father. So to help tell his story, we hired Benjamin Franklin.
It was my turn to drill holes in the metal plate.
Little strokes fell great oaks.
I wasn't paying very good attention when the drill slipped, cutting my finger.
To err is human, to repent divine, to persist devilish.
Next time, I'm definitely going to pay more attention.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Geeko, where safety comes first.
Before you start any job, be sure to inspect your tools for damage or defects. Never use a power tool without the safety guards. In case you're wondering, they're there for a reason. Make sure to clean up your workspace as you go, putting away your tools safely. When it comes to sharp tools, be sure to cover the point or edges with shields, even when you're carrying them, and never ever carry these tools in your pocket. Now, all that is pretty much common sense, but not for dummies. When it comes to electrical and pneumatic energy, there are some really important things to remember. Be sure not to overload your circuit by plugging a power strip into another power strip, into another power strip, into another power strip. Dummies. When it's time to connect the battery, first make sure that there's no one still working on your robot. And always disconnect the battery before you do any work on your robot. With pneumatic energy, always vent out any compressed air. Open the main exhaust valve and verify that all pressure gauges on the robot read 0 psi. Battery safety is also something to pay close attention to. After every round, you should inspect your batteries for any bent terminals, cracks, or damaged areas. See your safety manual for more details. So do you think you have it? Good. There are only a few more things to remember, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Taisha is a real FIRST Robotics team member, not a rocket scientist. So to help tell her story, we hired a real NASA astronaut.
I was in a hurry to help out my team when I tripped, fell, and hurt my leg.
Houston, we have a problem.
If that wasn't bad enough, when we won, I danced with everyone, which only made things worse.
Gravity can be so cruel.
Next time, I'll remember to take it easy and slow down.
That's one small step for woman, one giant leap for mankind.
Geeko, where safety comes first.
Now let's talk competition. Chances are good that during competition, you won't be getting as much sleep as usual. And if you're anything like me, you'll be running on pure adrenaline. But being tired can lead to problems. so be extra careful when you're working and moving around in the pits. Don't move too fast, and please, no fooling around. As you already know, robots are pretty heavy. By the time you get to competition, you and your team will probably be old pros at lifting your robot. But before you begin, make sure to ask yourself these 3 questions.
Are all parts of the robot secure?
Is the robot powered off?
Is anyone still working on the robot?
With all that done, make sure you have enough people to perform the lift safely. Check the path to make sure there are no obstacles in the way and decide which way you're headed before you begin. It's also a good idea to have one person be the lookout for anyone who might get in the way while you're moving. No matter what you're doing, everyone is responsible for safety, not only for yourself, but for everyone involved in FIRST activities. So be sure to follow all the safety requirements outlined in your team safety manual. And if you ever see any unsafe or hazardous conditions, be sure to report them to your student safety captain immediately. Most importantly, let's have fun out there. And we'll see you at the competition.
Crazy.